Hey guys, today we're doing more casual geographic. I'm not ready for this one. I'm not ready. I'm not ready for this one. I know a lot of you have been suggesting the moth one, so I thought it was finally time we tackle the moth one. So I hope you're enjoying my suffering. So I haven't even started the video, and I already have questions. What the fuck am I looking at? This is horrible. Okay, we're going. Oh, he squeaks! Oh my god!
Plenty of animals have
Horrifying!
prey privilege, and no other animal has ridden that.
Please, actually, no, I don't want to know. I don't want to know what that was. That was wrong. That wasn't nature. That was, bruh.
Further than a gutterfly. I did not misspeak.
A
This
gutterfly?
insect is an abomination with wings, and if that offends you,
Oh,
you
it's
could
got
die
bugs in his
The
mouth.
corpse still warm. Last thing you might see is a bloodthirsty butterfly swarm. Many butterflies
Huh?
drink blood, among other things. Butterflies will do this thing called mud puddling, and essentially, it's using that built-in straw called a proboscis to suck the juices out of organic matter to farm free nutrients. Trench flies usually get it out the mud, but they'll also suck on rotting plants, feces, and dead bodies. You don't even have to die.
One of these days, we're gonna watch one of these videos, and I'm not gonna be surprised by him flipping my perspective on animals upside down. Holy fucking shit. So essentially, moths are just awful creatures. Disgusting, awful fucking creatures. Not even beautiful, angelic little fucking flappy bro.
Pull over to the side of the road to relieve yourself and come back hours later. You may find a flutter of fiends feeding on your urine. See, now you thought
That's disgusting.
that is true. The problem is just a diet of sugar water would leave butterflies without key minerals they need. One of those minerals is sodium, and they'll go to extreme lengths to secure it, even irritating the eyes of reptiles to drink the tears. Crocodile tears
Oh my
have
god.
reached to someone. Of course, butterflies taste through receptors on their feet, so one landing on you doesn't make you a Disney princess. It makes you a sodium-seasoned rest stop for a flamboyant fly that's just using
Holy
you until it gets what it
shit.
wants and moves on to the next mark. Because butterflies are boys with wings, and that is not a joke, because their mating behavior is at a pocket for something with its PR, but one thing at a time, we'll get to that. But the only thing more questionable than what some butterflies eat.
Okay, up close, they're fucking disgusting. I'm sorry. I will never look at a butterfly the same way. They're awful. They're fucking ugly as
Is what
fuck.
some people will do to find them. The purple emperor is a beautiful, ethereal muse to any.
Okay, the only good thing is the color of the wings. I agree. The coloration on the wings is beautiful. The bug itself is disgusting.
It's also a death merchant that avoids flowers, instead preferring rotting animal flesh and fecal waste. That hasn't stopped
Oh
folks
my
from seeking out
god,
this
bro.
Here are some of the things people have used to attract them. Rotting
Corpse
fish,
fly?
fermented shrimp paste, stinking bishop cheese, dog poop, roadkill, very used diapers, and in one case, a trailer.
Oh my
of
god.
But
What is wrong with this fucking fluoride? What is wrong with this thing? Oh my fucking god. I hate this already. I hate this already. I understand why you wanted me to watch it now. I hope you're happy. So the numerous people in the comments asking when's the moth video? Moth
To
video?
longtime enthusiasts, one of the biggest turn-ons for a purple emperor is urine-soaked fox poop. I don't think that's a coincidence, because not only are
What the
butterflies fine to mine
fuck?
for liquid gold, science says they might prefer the pee of carnivores, specifically mountain lions, to that of humans or cows. So when you say
How can you be so picky about where you get your piss from? That's a sentence I've never thought I'd say in my life. Holy fucking shit.
they prefer
Okay,
cougar
okay,
poop,
moving
we're
on
talking
from
about
that
a
one.
real
Fuck
racist that's
me.
cloudy with a chance of storming Daniels. But butterflies are opportunists that'll take them from anywhere.
Oh
And
my
experiments
gosh.
have shown that vampire moths, yeah, them's a thing, are able to use hook-shaped tongues.
Let me just like insert that like it was nothing. Oh, excuse me? Moths drink blood?
To drill through human skin and feed on the blood. But
Okay, no, okay, can we just want them out? Can we just get rid of them, please? I don't want to live on a planet with moths anymore. That's it. They already, they're, no, they're just, no.
that was just an experiment. To you watching this, a vampire moth is no risk that we know of. That being said,
You fucker! You fucker! Don't fucking say no! I hate him. I hate him. I hate him so much. I hate him so fucking much.
Butterflies are not what you think they are, and the more you learn about them, the more you understand why SpongeBob turned his town into an Avengers end credit after experiencing its mugshot once.
Honestly,
The funniest
yeah.
part is, the close-up they crashed out over was actually a horsefly, probably because they knew an actual butterfly would have ruined the animal for an entire generation. Because like I
Holy
said, no
shit.
animal has had better PR than a mosquito in drag. In fact, even their name
Yeah,
might
it's fucking awful. Look at that thing. It is horrific looking. It's disgusting.
cover. The
Bro.
popular theory is that their original name was actually Flutterby, and the global game of telephone ended predictably.
That's so much better. No, that's so much better. Flutterby. I like that more than a
It's much more
butterfly.
likely that it came from the Dutch word butterscheiter, or buttersch.
Huh?
Apparently a butterfly bowel movement is butter. It's not 100% confirmed, but believing otherwise goes against my narrative, so I'm gonna disregard it. Insane.
You know what?
aside,
Fair.
What is
Fair.
it that makes a butterfly? Because I wasn't kidding. If you're like me, butterflies are not what you think. Like on a scientific
Wait, that's a butterfly. That's also a leaf.
Lepidoptera represents the order of flying insects that are, well, basically moths and anything that looks like a moth. Butterflies are a relatively small superfamily that's less than 10% of the Lepidoptera party, with a small contribution of at most 20,000 species. Everything else is a moth. They go to war, moths clear. There are also skippers, which are technically butterflies, but were such an out-of-character butterfly that science thought it was its own thing. Long story short, it's a butterfly that heavily borrows from the moth's playbook.
Well, there are more moths than butterflies, but they're part of the same genus. I'm getting
Especially when it
right.
comes to flying, which gets straight up confusing when you realize there's an animal called a moth butterfly that skippers have nothing to do with. But basically, American moth butterflies are that weird.
Okay.
You never see during the holidays type of family of butterfly that were so weird and mothy, it kept them from the butterfly function until recently. Boring high school sciencey stuff aside, it's a moth's world. Butterflies are just a small part of it. I say that because there will be mentions of moths in this video, and I just know I'd get my Lepidoptera pass checked if I didn't make that clear. Because there's a lot of evolutionary
what?
going on with moths, and I'm not
What the
about to leave it out on a technical.
Oh god.
So yeah, butterflies are not what you think.
I'm sorry, that thing with the four like fucking spines or what? Nightmarish. I'm gonna see that in my fucking dreams tonight, and it's gonna be horrifying.
Even in an artistic sense, that butterfly's dead. If I ask you all to draw a butterfly,
That butterfly
95%
dead.
of you would draw this, and you would be illustrating a
Yeah.
corpse. For some reason, butterflies are often
That's
drawn
fine.
the same way dead ones are pinned and displayed by those who collect them. We basically did a blob.
You know what? After seeing what they look like up close, that doesn't concern me. That I'm okay with that. That's fine. That's fine.
Immortalize their death pose. A butterfly might hit
That's
this pose
fine.
at some point in its natural life, but most times
Those
a
colors are
butterfly looking
pretty.
like this isn't, but it was. My condolences to anyone watching this and realizing they have a dead winger tattooed on them. So while we did do butterflies dirty there,
Bro. Holy shit, yeah. People have butterflies on them, but
butterflies don't need help doing
Okay.
that themselves with the things they eat, and that really starts as caterpillars. As you know, butterflies have many forms, and the caterpillar's job is to eat as much as physically
correction, I didn't know that. Thank you for informing me.
Caterpillars have the type of greed they warn you about in the Bible. No other animal reaches such biblical levels of gluttony.
What the
A
fuck?
caterpillar can eat 200 times its birth weight in the first 2 weeks, which can become
What?
1,000 times its weight in only 2 months. Now those numbers probably don't hit as hard as a North American silk moth. No animal alive eats more relative to body size.
Oh my
than
god,
a
they're so
robotic
big.
moth, which will eat 86,000 times its body weight in less than 2 months of life. To keep that same pace,
Wow. Okay. I know comparatively they're small, so it's still a lot, but not a lot for our standards. But when you try and like think about that in human terms, that's so much food.
your 7-pound baby would have to scarf 273 metric tons of mass, or
Yeah, exactly.
861 pounds worth of Similac. Pot of greed. Caterpillars
Similar?
constantly
Pot of
cause other
greed, well, no.
consequence, and is them being in a perpetual state of dropping bombs. The scientific name for caterpillar waste is frass, and these hedonists pile on the frass by the metric hecton.
Wait, just wait. Is butterfly shit alive?
If you live in the area code of the gypsy moth, then you've likely woken up to the sound of heavy rain with no water, because it was actually the sound of caterpillars mass flooding folks with frass from above. To be fair, if
Oh
you
my
could get all your
God.
lifetime bathroom visits out the way in only a few weeks, in that time, the toilet would never not be attached to your cheeks. But another
Okay, honestly, if that was a real thing, I think we'd all do it. If we could just get all of our like backroom uses done for the rest of our life, and it took a week to just, forever be done with it, I think everyone would do that.
Caterpillars unloading enough bricks to rebuild the city of Gotham, or Newark, is predators like
Grim.
wasps will track them down by following the brown brick road. So many caterpillars
The
can
brown brick
ballistically launch
road.
their own fecal matter like a cannonball. The skipper caterpillar can shot put its own product up to 40 times its own body length, which is the equivalent of a man blowing it out the other end over 200 feet. Mind you, the world record for shot put
Holy
is
shit.
77. Caterpillars shoot the shit, but ain't no back talk, and the chances a habitual slinger shoots one into your mouth is low. Science won't let it be zero.
Oh god.
They don't always
Oh
shoot
god, oh god, oh
only
god.
because caterpillars will also use their poop to manipulate the very plants they eat. Plants don't just get munched on all day and just take it. They'll produce chemicals to repel plant predators like caterpillars. Not only that, but those chemicals are like a cry for help, where one plant being eaten can warn others with its aromatic alarm bell. The catch is...
Oh, wait, really? I thought plants just hung out and absorbed sunlight. I didn't realize they were more complex than
They can
that.
only react to one threat at once, and the armyworm caterpillar
Like to their
exploits this
life?
by dropping deuces that tricks the plant into thinking it's being attacked by a fungal infection. The plant can only deal with one problem at a time, and while it's crashing out trying to fight a fungus that isn't there, the armyworm has free reign to eat it along with any other plant.
That's so clever.
That's diabolical. The plant's get back is devious. Some plants can release a chemical that turns caterpillars into cannibals. Apparently, methyl jasminate is such an insult to a caterpillar's palate that when plants would produce it as a defense, the caterpillars decided they'd rather eat each other instead. Simply not eating is not an option, and the moment a plant becomes less palatable is the moment you see a bunch of sandworms start ripping into each other. Although in the plant's defense, caterpillars don't need much to turn on each other, and the moment caterpillars realize there isn't enough milkweed to go around, they'll start aggressively headbutting each other to steal food. So caterpillars don't always choose violence, unless it's food.
They're nasty little things.
But the reason the hungry caterpillar is more of a curse than a kid's book is because they'll need all that energy for metamorphosis. And if the end game of that wasn't a butterfly, we'd probably look at the whole process differently. You know it starts.
I mean, I still think the whole process is disgusting. It's a bug. I hate bugs. I hate bugs. I don't hate them as... No, I probably hate bugs more than I hate reptiles. Reptiles, I will tolerate slightly more, but bugs, just no. They're creepy, they're weird, they're disgusting. No.
Freezes over, and the caterpillar does something wildly out of character. It stops eating. If you keep watching, you'll witness the caterpillar
Ain't no way.
its skin and then pull its flesh suit down and then writhe around like a foot trying to emancipate itself from a gym sock until the skin suit falls or reveals a gooey casing called the chrysalis. So a quick rundown. The chrysalis is the shell booger the switch up happens in. Pupa
A shell booger.
Life stage this happens.
Wait. So, does the caterpillar die? Is the caterpillar separate from the moth or the butterfly or whatever? Or does it just turn into it and it like changes its face or its head position? Because from that, it looks like its head was at the top, right? Right there. Its head's at the top. But I'm gonna assume the bottom is where its new head will be, correct?
Usually refers to the life stage.
Because that doesn't look ahead to me where it's hanging on.
And the cocoon you may remember hearing about are the silk cases many moths will make as a chrysalis substitute. Some moths don't cocoon, but no butterfly does. Now the process of metamorphosis is beautiful and has also been associated with rebirth. It might be associated with something else if nature removed the modesty chamber and let you see what actually happens. Inside
I don't want to, I'm good. Oh, my daddy's gonna do it. Oh my fucking god.
Basically digesting itself into almost soup. If you cut the chrysalis, a mess of caterpillar slushy would spill out. The only things that don't turn into Shrekfest are imaginal discs, and what they are,
Shrekfest,
whatever they need to be. They're like the blueprint to their adult life, with discs for every butterfly body part like wings, eyes, antennae, and they lay dormant in the constantly eating caterpillar.
So it literally just reconstructs itself, essentially, is what I'm getting. That's why it doesn't matter. That's why the face part didn't matter. Okay, I answered my own question.
Sleeper cell. The only thing stopping it from activating is the juvenile hormone in the caterpillar, and the same way neutering neophytes kept castrato sounding young, the hormone Peter Pans the caterpillar and keeps them young so they can keep eating like nature's favorite feedie. Once the hormone drops, the caterpillar pupates, and those sleeper cell imaginal discs use the protein-fueled former caterpillar to fuel rapid cell division. The process isn't one-to-one for every caterpillar, but that's pretty much the spark notes. Monarch butterflies occupy a chrysalis
Bro.
anywhere from 10 to 14 days. Some, like desert orange tips, will wait years, some say even close to a decade, for the right
Years?
conditions to pop out. Another fact is that
Bro, imagine being trapped in that for fucking decades. That's
butterflies
insane.
can remember part of their lives as caterpillars, even with their
Ain't
time as
no
butterfly
way.
broth in between. Science shows that caterpillars conditioned to avoid certain smells through electrical
What
shocks
is that? That's a
go on to
snake.
show the same discernment as flying adults. I feel like that's way cooler than people give credit for, but it's also possible they do remember their past lives of greed, which might be why many moths don't have mouths altogether. Okay, that's a joke.
Wait, what?
Well, not the no mouth thing. The Luna moth is only alive for as long as its caterpillar past ate for. But the reason is because the same way a caterpillar's job is only to eat, once they can fly, their main priority is getting laid. Flutterbys have one
Oh.
job.
Okay, based. Fucking based. Okay. Okay,
It's
based.
the mate, and some moths take the sentiment literally.
Hey,
A closed mouth
yo.
won't get fed, but no mouth might get oh, my bad. I mean her abdomen. Touching abdomen is how butterflies mate, and the process is much less innocent than you want to believe. Yeah, it's a
Oh god, I
bad
don't want to
time.
know.
Almost every
No, I'm
messed
good.
up
I don't
thing
want to
about
know.
butterflies comes down to them catching a date. Butterflies will use several factor authentication like sound, color, even flight patterns to choose a mate, but the real secret sauce are pheromones. Males use pheromones like a calling card, and many moths and butterflies have a hair pencil to help get the message out further. Also called the coromata, it's a scent organ that inflates and fans out pheromones to anyone who might be interested.
Oh,
and with over
okay.
180,000 species of moths and not moths, someone was bound to take it too far. And Cratenos Genghis shows you just how
Oh
far
my
love
god.
makes some guys go. If it's any solace, a horny
Horrifying.
male moth can't fly with its
Oh my god,
coromata,
that's
but
horrifying.
finds a way. Also, yes, Australia. Males use the food they
Of course, it's a fucking Australian moth. That thing was disgusting. I'm sorry, that just hurts my fucking insect phobia
collected as
thing. Fuck.
caterpillars to help fuel pheromones, which is why it's often
Ugh.
males you'll see puddling the juices out of a compost pile, especially since the chemicals are more for just attracting mates. After mating, male butterflies will often spray their partners with an anti-aphrodisiac that makes the female completely unattractive to other males. That wouldn't even be that bad.
Oh shit. Damn, they're like properly, no, you will not fuck ever again. You're mine now.
Parasites like wasps clock the method, so now I got wasps tracking a recently deflowered female by her anti-aphrodisiac after spray and hitching a ride on her, waiting until the female lays eggs so the stowaway can parasitize them. The end game is her larva getting eaten from the inside by a brood of xenomorphs.
I thought we were past stuff like this. I thought we didn't have to do this parasitic fucking shit again. Oh, I hate this. I actually don't
Luckily,
like
in
this.
studies, less than 10% of wasps were successful, but that's what an insecure man can do to you. But some males don't stop at man repellent. Some went ahead and invented chastity belts. Few males will excrete this weird, waxy substance designed to plug up his partner's female parts, which physically seals her off from other males. It's a literal breeding
What
block,
the
but that leaves a problem.
fuck?
It's in the female's best interest to mate with as many males as possible, but it also behooves the male to brute force monogamy, which has led to this evolutionary arms race.
What the
of females
fuck?
flexing increasingly harder to plug junk, and males producing even more blobs of scabby petroleum jelly. But that is far from the most felonious way males buff their chances.
What the
Some people have
fuck?
experienced the rare occurrence of two butterflies in one chrysalis. Really, it's the scene of a crime. Some, like the zebra longwing, won't even wait until the female is fresh out the pupa stage. As the female's getting ready to break out of the chrysalis, a gang of males can swarm her and start fighting for position.
Oh my
The winner then breaks into her
god.
chrysalis to mate with her while she's still stuck in the stage. There's a term for this. Some call it pupa ero. Now, insects can't really consent, so maybe that's too far.
Don't wanna
So
know.
forced copulation
Don't
is a
wanna
nicer way
know.
to describe it. But the rising female has zero choice in the matter when she basically gets spawn camped, and that just feels illegal. Still just butterflies, right? But when you only have a couple weeks to live, you pull out all the stops to make sure your genes don't pass tense with you. And it's why male butterflies are more likely to suck the sweat off your back. Not only do those nutrients help form pheromones, during mating, males will pass off nutrients to the female as a sort of consummation gift that helps the eggs, and in some species, the males will transfer 25% of their body weight in the process. Which explains why
What
male
the
butterflies
fuck?
are crackheads when it comes to some mineral, and some males take
Oh my
it
god,
so
get off the
far.
dog. Leave the dog
Besides, I had to
alone.
invent a whole nother word for what they do. because in North
Leave that
Sulawesi and
alone,
Indonesia, milking
monsters.
butterflies were seen harassing, scratching, and eventually sucking the juices out of caterpillars. The same claws they use to
Oh?
scratch the sweet out of leaves, they'll use on a caterpillar until their internal essence spills out, and at that point, the
What the
butterfly treats its
fuck?
own kind like a juice box, which led
I was gonna say, isn't that like counterintuitive? Because it's like, it's the same thing. Like, it just stops more of its own, I was gonna say people, and more of its own, like, freaking species from
to the
spawning.
term kleptopharmacology, because they're not exactly preying on the pillars, more than just stealing their substance, and a lot of times the caterpillars actually survive, although knowing that they keep their memories
Oh.
as adults, probably not without PTSD. I think I'd rather
Bruh.
But yeah, that's gonna do it for this video. If you come away from this video thinking less of butterflies or even hating them,
Yeah.
then I failed at my job. I never want to be the reason y'all hate an animal when there isn't an animal alive that
Do
I
I...
hate. There's no cutaway. I meant that. The butterfly didn't ask to be put on the
I
page.
was waiting for
More
the
about the
cutaway,
rules, then
fuck.
that is a failure of your own expectations. And to steal
We're always just fucking staring at me. Nah, they're fucking
a
evil
line
little
from friend of the channel,
creatures.
Hank Green, butterflies aren't here to please us. Their beauty is an accident, and we are merely spectators. Especially when the monarch population is down 99%. That's the scariest thing about them. Also, I want to thank y'all so much for 4 million subscribers. I've said it before, but y'all have changed the
Hey,
trajectory of my life
congrats!
in ways you cannot even begin to imagine. I got a lot more stuff
4 million's
planned, promises to
amazing.
keep. I did not forget the checks my big mouth wrote this year. But for now, as a thank you, I'll be doing a video on whatever the top comment says. Within reason. Within reason. Anyway, been a minute since I said this, but drink water, hug your mother, save the butterflies, fam, and moths too. And I'ma see y'all in the next
Orangutan!
one. Probably the last one of this year, to be honest.
Okay, that was, bruh. Just no words. Just no words. I know there's another moth one that's more recent, I think, or yeah, I think it's a more recent moth one. Whenever if you want me to do that one next, if not, then let me know in the comments what you'd like me to react to next. Alright, see you in the next one, guys. Bye.